Welcome to high school sports on the Harvard Cable Network. I'm Don Morrison tonight. Very excited to be at Havre de Grace. It's the Havre de Grace Warriors hosting their traditional rivals, the Aberdeen Eagles, in a key Chesapeake Division game. Brendan Selby, your second year head coach at Aberdeen, played at Joppatown. What's it been like? The first year not quite what you wanted. This year much better.
Yes, correct. We've turned it around from last year. There's one player in particular, Jeremiah Stewart, who his whole attitude just changed our team's attitude.
Brandon, a new coach, having played here, what's it been like breaking in as a coach?
It's exciting. The ups, the downs, I enjoy the grind every single day. The headaches, the joys, I love it.
Looking at your team this year, you're again off to a good start. Last year again 8-12, but you've turned it around. You talked about one player. How about the attitude of the team? What's it been like this year?
Much more positive. They are coming together as a team, and it's great. They do everything as a team. They hang out together, and that change from off the court is transition on the court.
You go back to Joppatown Edgewood, the big rivalry. Aberdeen, Havre de Grace, have you become accustomed to how big a rivalry that really is?
No, last year was the first one for me, and it was a shell shock. In the gym, and I look around all these people, I was nervous just as the coach. So trying to calm my players down was a lot.
And this year, the difference being both of you are looking at the top of the league. This game, both of you, your first big test in the Chesapeake Division, a game you have to win on the road.
Yes, we've been playing all our games on the road except for one, so we've become accustomed to that, so it'll be a good game today, definitely. 3
overtime games, all wins for you. That has to be a test for your team.
Yes, we just love playing basketball, so the first 4 quarters isn't enough, so we go into overtime just to keep playing.
That's funny. That's a good job. Hang with me a second. I'm going to turn over and talk to Brian Eberhardt. Brian, your 9th year head of this program. Havre de Grace coming up from the Susquehanna a year ago.
Yep.
Now this year in the Chesapeake. I know it's been exciting. Last year 20-0. Hard to duplicate that.
Oh yeah, that was a special season, and it's certainly not something that we expect to duplicate this year. You know, as you mentioned, we're in the Chesapeake this year, so you know every night is a battle. There's no nights off here in the Chesapeake Division. So
certainly you're right there. Playing again this team that was supposed to be played at Aberdeen, played at Havre de Grace. Is that an advantage for you early in the year?
Oh yeah, I think anytime you get home court, it's an advantage. The kids are comfortable in their own gym. You have you know, our student body is very supportive at our home game, so that all helps.
You talked about this being the last game that would be played between Aberdeen and Havre de Grace at this historic gymnasium that started in 1957, so that adds a little bit more aura to it.
Yeah, actually, I'll be honest with you, I didn't really take that into account until you mentioned the fact that you played the very first game here, the Aberdeen Havre de Grace game here. So that's something special probably for you as well. But yeah, I don't think many people take that into account, but certainly that is special now that you brought it up.
Well, an historic place, so we've seen a lot of great games, especially between Aberdeen and Havre de Grace. It's so exciting to see the teams in the same division now, and both teams playing good ball. So we're looking forward to what should be an exciting game.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, and it's fun. It's a rivalry across sport too. You know, basketball here tonight is going to be big. Football games are big. Lacrosse games are big. The wrestling, you name it. It's a fun rivalry across the board for every sport.
You look at the teams tonight. What do you have to do to win?
We got to play defense. We're going to have to rebound. These guys are really quick, can shoot, well coached. We're going to have our hands full tonight.
Anybody you have to stop particularly, or just the whole team?
There's 2 guys in particular that I think that really shoot the ball very well, and they move up and down the floor. And unfortunately, I don't know their names, but I know their numbers.
That's all you need to know. Yeah. Brian, good luck to you this year. Good luck all year long.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Don't go away. It should be an exciting game. Again, Havre de Grace versus Aberdeen. Always a bit of rivalry. These 2 teams playing well, both in need of a Chesapeake win. Stay tuned. We're back with the kickoff in just a minute. Well, welcome into Havre de Grace versus Aberdeen. Bob McCone, when you and I are in this gym, it brings back a flood of memories. You as the Aberdeen coach for all those years, and I having played here as well as you did back in the 60s. Gosh, to think this is the last time Havre de Grace and Aberdeen will ever play in this gym, because next year the Havre de Grace will be in their new school.
Enough to make me cry. I love this gym. All of the memories, all the games that we played here, the good wins, the bad loss. You know, everything in this gym was just fantastic. And for me, Havre de Grace is a special place because I lived in Havre de Grace actually when I was coaching at Aberdeen.
Yes.
And my children graduated from Havre de Grace, so I loved Havre de Grace High School, and being a coach and a teacher for years at Aberdeen High School, you know, I'd love Aberdeen High School. So.
And Bob, the great thing about this game is we don't have to hype it because both these teams are off to great starts. They're back together in the Chesapeake division. Havre de Grace was down in the Susquehanna for several years. Havre de Grace coming off a season when they were 23-1, 20-0 in the regular season, lost to Chrisfield in the region finals. Aberdeen last year 8-12, but this year they've gotten off to a great start at 6-1, 2-1 in the Chesapeake. So they are back again under Brandon Selby, their new coach, second-year coach.
Yeah, they have a they had a big win over Wheaton High School out of Montgomery County. And Havre de Grace and Aberdeen have gotten here in different ways. Like you said, Havre de Grace last year had a fantastic year. I mean, 23-1. They got beaten in the states, to Chrisfield, and Chrisfield has an excellent program. So that's if there's ever a good loss, it's not there's never any good losses. But when you play a team that's been in the states for a number of years, Chrisfield, that can happen to you. And I'm sure they're trying to build on it this year. The Havre de Grace is to be better than that. Aberdeen last year, as you said, they weren't very good last year.
Right.
And all of a sudden they've got a couple new players to fit into their program. And now they've got some excellent wins under their belt, and they're 6-1. So they're building up into this situation,
yep.
And I can't wait. This is Aberdeen has athletes.
Yes.
I'm not sure how many true basketball players they have, but athletes they have. Havre de Grace has basketball players and athletes.
And Bob, Aberdeen this year has won 3 overtime games. One's against C. Milton, a double overtime game.
It's a great win for them.
And then earlier this week against Edgewood, one again of their arch rivals. So you look at what they're building by winning those overtime games, that has to give you confidence.
Has to give you confidence. I see the refs down there, Don, and see one guy that's been around when I was coaching.
Yeah. Our referees, Tommy Awalt to Jeff Rawls and Elton Battle, the 3 referees, 3 veteran referees. Havre de Grace returning 4 starters from last year off that 20-0 season. Aberdeen returning 2 big players, getting 2 new guys who are just coming in. 6 returners from last year, including Tillin Bass and sophomore Donovan Payton. Payton is their point guard, so not only does Aberdeen have returning players from last year, but they've got 2 players that are coming out of nowhere, new to the program, which are adding a lot to what they have. Bob, this game originally was supposed to be played in Aberdeen because of a scheduling conflict. They switched it to Havre de Grace at the last minute. Aberdeen has played 5 of their games on the road this year. They are road warriors.
Well, I tell you what, I used to love when I was coaching at Aberdeen to play on the road. And I love to play there first, because if you go out there and you win on the road and then they have to come back to your place, you have your own crowd then for the second game. And
playing with house money, so to speak.
Yeah.
Well, Aberdeen Havre de Grace, again, anybody's familiar with Harford County with sports, it's the kind of game that, no matter what they're playing, be it lacrosse or baseball or softball, whatever, but especially basketball. There's just something about this gym, Bob, dating back to 1957 when they built this place, all the way up here to 2020, the last time you'll ever see Aberdeen Havre de Grace play in this gym.
Yeah. When I was coaching Aberdeen, we would come to Havre de Grace. I would tell the kids, we only have one goal. We want to hush the crowd.
Yeah.
I don't care about anything else. We just want to hush the crowd.
Yeah.
You can never hush this crowd.
These 2 schools are now, 3.5, 4 miles apart. Kids know each other. They're cousins, they're brothers, they're sisters. We're seeing the Aberdeen team being introduced here. First of all, you're seeing number 10, Donovan Payton, the young sophomore guard we told you about, new to the program.
Yeah, but he's a special one.
Jaheim Jones is number 2. Jaheim averaging 7.5 points a game.
Let me tell you this, Don. When you watch Aberdeen play today, Billy Jones is the assistant coach at Aberdeen. When you watch his team play today, go back about 4 years, 5 years, and remember Hartford Tech when Billy Jones coached at Hartford Tech.
Absolutely.
They run the same offense here. They get the ball off the glass. They get it down the court as fast as they can. They try to score as quick as they can.
We saw number 25, Amonte Williams, along with number 5, Terrell Williams, being introduced. That's the starting 5 for Aberdeen. Jeremiah Stewart, 18.9 points per ball game. Terrell Williams, 18.1. They're the leading scorers for that team. Now it's the home team. Josiah Scott, the 5'7" senior guard, averaging 10.5 points a game.
They had 23 T.J. Turner go out first, and that was number 20, Quentin Ware.
T.J. Turner, sophomore, standout player. T.J. Ware, you're seeing, along with number 3 being introduced. That's Gary Gibson. Gary, the 6'1" senior, averaging 9.5 points a game. Big scorer for Havre de Grace is Marlon Lewis, number 15, averaging 21.8 points per ball game. We're in for a tremendous game. Hope you can enjoy it. Now we'll honor our country with our national anthem. Well, we're just about ready for the tip-off before a packed audience. Bob, these two teams have had one common opponent so far this year, Joppatown. Aberdeen losing to Joppatown, Havre de Grace defeating Joppatown, but that game was before the holidays. It's the kind of thing that you can sort of, that's something to compare the two, but this will be fun to see these two teams matching up, both with winning records, both needing a Chesapeake Division win. You don't want to get off behind the 8 ball to start the season, so it'll be fun.
Yeah, I think Aberdeen is going to look more on offense like a run and gun team for a bit. I think Havre de Grace with 4 starters back from last year are going to have the athletes to do that, but I think they're also going to get into their offense, be a little more technical, a little more team oriented in some of the things that they do. But I am really looking forward to this. The place is sold out, by the way. Officially sold out.
Terrell Williams, number 5, jumping against Havre de Grace's number 15, Marlon Lewis. Havre de Grace in white, Aberdeen in the blue. Havre de Grace controls the opening tip, out of bounds. It'll go to Aberdeen. Aberdeen
should be white ball.
Yep, now they're giving it to Havre de Grace. So going from left to right across your TV screen, it is the Havre de Grace Warriors. Josiah Scott, number 4, and 23, T.J. Turner, the sophomore, trigger the ball in. Aberdeen playing that tight man-to-man to start with, Bob.
Yeah, history of that at Aberdeen. Some years it was good, some years it wasn't. There's a take to the basket.
Driving, Havre de Grace puts it up, and good. That basket by Quentin Ware. Ware averaging only 2.8 points per ball game, already has 2. So the Warriors break on top. From the corner, looking for 3 off the back of the rim, no good. It pops up and goes in. Shaheen Jones with the 3-pointer.
Well, that rim's a little soft, man.
Now they say it's just a 2-pointer. Okay. Yeah, that ball looked like it was offline, bounced up, almost taken away, and it is taken away. Here comes Aberdeen. Diving for the hoop, puts it up, no good. Rebound comes back to Aberdeen. Knocked away, Havre de Grace with the basketball. Taken away by Josiah Scott. Looking to push the ball. Bob, you said it, a little bit out of control to begin.
Yeah, you might get a little bit of that in this game, or you might get a lot of it.
Almost taken away, saved in by Scott.
But you can see the athletes on Aberdeen's team. They're getting there. They're getting their hands on the ball.
Looking for 3 off the front of the rim, no good. T.J. Turner.
Look at that, rebound and look.
Looking for the long pass and the shot, no good. Rebound. That's T.J. Turner missing the shot. Shaheen Jones. Here comes Havre de Grace. 3-on-1 up and good. Leading him to the basket is Gary Gibson.
You see, he ran to try to block a shot instead of getting in front of him and taking the charge. Plenty of time to get in front of him and play defense to take the charge.
3 defenders back there for Aberdeen. Couldn't stop the drive. Looking for the 3 from NBA range off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound comes off Terrell Williams with that shot. Marlon Lewis into the corner looking for three. Scott, no good. Rebound, Aberdeen, or I should say Havre Grace. That's Quentin Ware. He's got 4. His team up by 4.
He's got more than his season average tonight. His game average tonight.
We know how good a player he is. Cross-court pass, Aberdeen. And it is a 30-second shot clock. Shouldn't be an issue here tonight. Looking for 3 from the corner off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound, Havre Grace. Gary Gibson. Gibson all by himself, gives it up. Going for the basket and good. That's Scott, Josiah Scott. Now it's a 6-point lead for Havre Grace.
Yeah, Aberdeen looks like one of those teams that they know how to run from defense to offense. They need to learn to run from offense to defense, too.
Off the line, rebound Aberdeen. Back out front. Thinking about the 3. Terrell Williams.
Havre Grace is in a 1-2-2 zone right now, and jamming up the middle out of it.
Looking from the outside, off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound, Aberdeen controls it. That's Jaheim Jones.
Not a lot of blocking out in this game.
Out of bounds, he steps out of bounds is the call. That's Monte Williams. Havre Grace up by 6. Aberdeen got the first 2 points. Havre Grace has come back and now leading by 8-2.
Nice pick and roll with Gibson and Ware. Shot doesn't go.
Havre Grace retaining possession from the corner. Shot is good. That's a 2-pointer. That shot by Marlon Lewis.
That's a sweet-looking J right there. I don't know. They better get out and play him.
They gave him 3 on that shot.
It was.
Yep, so it's 11-2. Nice little left-handed layup. That's a nice-looking little shot. Good job there by number 10, Russell Payton. I should say Donovan Payton in the ball game. One of the new players for Aberdeen. Running one-hander, rolls around, doesn't fall. Rebound comes into Jeremiah Stewart. Driving and gets the basket.
Now that's Aberdeen at their best right there.
Terrell Williams with 2.
When they're playing at their best and they can push the basketball, they look really good.
Back within 5 at 11-6. Just about halfway through the first period. Josiah Scott. On him is Donovan Payton. Scott from the top of the key, no good. Rebound Havre Grace.
Gary Gibson with the rebounds.
Gibson, boy, that's a name that's synonymous with Havre Grace basketball.
Yeah, there's a lot of names synonymous out there. The Ware name, Gibson's name.
Double teamed in the corner. Nice job there getting it to Josiah Scott, knocking it off one of the Aberdeen players. 3:51 left here in the first. From the corner, long shot, no good. Doesn't draw iron. Aberdeen with the rebound. Here they come. Stepping back, gets it out front. Looking for the 3 from the corner, and it's good. That shot by Jeremiah Stewart. And all of a sudden, Aberdeen right back in the ball game at 11-9.
The way this game is being played, I don't care what lead you have, it's tenuous.
7-point run for Aberdeen. Driving to the baseline and good. Boy, he didn't cut him off. Marlon Lewis. Marlon's got 4 now.
I mean,
actually 5.
You might have to have 2 people on him.
He's a big load
rather
out
than
there.
none.
13-9 now. It's a 4-point lead, as you see. Looking for 3 off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound, Havre Grace. That's Scott. He's a little man, but he plays big, Bob. Nice push of the ball. Josiah Scott, the 5'7" senior, averaging 10.5 points, 2 assists.
Well, that's a senior and a sophomore playing against each other. And Payton's a very, very good sophomore.
Officials conferring there. That's Elton Battle and Jeff Rawls, 2 very veteran, good officials. Not sure, Bob, what the concern was. Now we're going to bring Tommy Awalk in, and all 3 are going to get together. Some games, Bob, in high school you have 2 officials, and sometimes you have 3.
Yeah, I can remember when they went from the 2 to the 3. At first, they just got in each other's way, and then over the years it developed. And now I think when the official crew goes from 3 to 2, they have to work a bit harder, run a bit more, and you know, I'd rather see the 3 people on a court.
Elton Battle coming over,
doing their job.
The scorer's table.
So
have no idea what this is about. Brian Eberhardt, the Havre Grace coach, 9-year coach, trying to get an explanation from Elton Battle. Brandon Selby, the second-year coach for Aberdeen. Brandon was a basketball player at Joppatown.
What it was, Don, was it was a three-point shot that Aberdeen made, not a two down there. So that's what they just corrected that on the scoreboard. So now it's 13-10 instead of 13-9.
Warriors working around, driving. A nice move inside.
Quick, he has quick feet.
He does that. Foul is going to be called. Looks like it's going to go against Donovan Payton. No check it. It's going against Jeremiah Stewart. Fresh 30-second shot clock. Scott driving, left-handed layup, good. Josiah Scott with the basket. He's got 4. His team up by 5. Boy, both these teams, Bob, just goes without saying, are quick. From the corner, looking for 3 off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound comes to Scott. Here he comes. 1-on-3, drives all the way, and it will not fall. Rebound by Gibson. Can't get it to fall. Scott with the rebound, puts it up, and he's fouled. Josiah Scott. The young man has springs in his feet, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He can get up quickly.
That's the secret in basketball. It's not how high you jump, it's how quick you get to the spot.
Yeah. Josiah Scott will be shooting 2.
Of course, I've been waiting for somebody to block somebody out. Some guy on defense to block somebody out on offense to keep him from getting a rebound, but that's almost non-existent.
Defense goes around the farm in this case, right? We're not heard about that story. So you shoot, then I shoot. Boy, Bob, we saw a great JV game, 42-41. Aberdeen won it in the closing seconds, and we're thinking if that was a precursor of what we're seeing now.
Well, not only was it 42-41, but Havre Grace had a shot at the buzzer to win it, and the ball went in and out.
Ball rolls in for Scott, 1 out of 2. He's got 5. Team up by 6. Spin. Elton Battle says, yep, you can't do that.
That was not a good call. He had made that pass. He didn't walk.
That would be the opinion of Robert McCone. Unfortunately, that opinion doesn't matter.
Doesn't count.
It's the guy with the striped shirt. Gibson.
Well, you know my old saying, Don, there's only 2 people in the gym getting paid. Well, now there's 3.
Driving one-hander by Nigel Pearson. Nigel, who used to play at Aberdeen, transferred over to Havre Grace. We've seen a lot of that, Bob, over the years.
Oh, yes.
On the line, Pearson shooting 2. Aberdeen 2 new players in the ball game. 23 is Justin Jefferson, along with number 11, Tyline Bass. Tyline, one of the new players coming.
He's a freshman, Tyline.
Yeah, he is.
So they got a backcourt now of a sophomore and a freshman.
Ball rolls around, doesn't go in. Rebound comes off to Aberdeen. Driving, puts it up, no good. Rebound Aberdeen, that's Pearson. Should say Havre goes with the rebound. Gibson, back out front it comes. Blocked away, Gibson gets it back out front to Lewis. Lewis from the corner, good. That's a 3-pointer.
He got that sweet stroke, man. You leave him alone, he's going to hit that jump shot on you all night.
He's got 8. His team up by 9 now. Looking for the 3 from the corner off the front of the rim, no good. Lewis high for the rebound. Marlon Lewis, the 6'4" junior. Scott gets it off to Gibson. Great pass to Gibson. Nice pass. And Gibson converts. Nice little left-handed layup by Gibson. To the corner, saved inbounds. That's Jeremiah Stewart with the ball. Driving the baseline, gives it up. Corner, Bass, no good. Rebound, Lewis. One-handed pass comes up to Pearson. Pearson dribbles it off his foot. I think he was getting ready for that thunderous jam, Bob.
Yeah, he was winding up, getting ready to dunk that basketball, except he didn't have the ball.
Oops. New player in for Aberdeen. Monte Williams back in the game. Sitting down Justin Jefferson. 11-point lead for Havre de Grace with 42 seconds and counting left in the first.
Well, both teams are playing a lot of players at this point, so you know they've got some depth. And
Scott charged with that little nickel and dime foul. He did have his hand on him, and the Elton Battle says we're not going to allow that to happen tonight. 38 seconds left. Shot clock on with 28 seconds. Driving up, no good. Rebound. For Havre de Grace, that's Devin Coates in the ball game. Pearson from the corner, front of the rim, no good. Aberdeen with the rebound. Taken away by Havre de Grace. Looking, and they're going to say 3 seconds in the lane. Ball will go back to Aberdeen.
This is wild, Don.
It is fun. Aberdeen looks like they might play for the last shot. Down by 11.
I don't know why.
Inside 10. Nope. Shot from the elbow, no good. Rebound, Aberdeen. Up and good. Good play there to convert a Gabriel Tate, checking no 25 as Lamonte Williams gets the basket right at the buzzer. So Aberdeen narrows it to a 9-point lead at 21-12. Bob, what have you seen?
I've seen the ball go up and down the court, both ends, and I've seen Havre de Grace do a little bit better job on defense than Aberdeen has, and they've gotten back on defense better at this particular point. And you know, it's 21-12, and 21 is a lot of points in a quarter for a team. And you know, you'd like to have 15, 16, 17 anyway as a team.
Marlon Lewis leading all scorers with 8 points for Havre de Grace. Averages 21.8 points. Bob, he's a 57% two-point shooter, but he's also, as you said, has that range. He's gone 6 for 23, 26% from three-point range. Not great, but you know, he's not afraid to put them up.
He has a nice stroke.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that in high school. I'd like to see that get up to 36, 37, 38%, and you know, I'd feel more comfortable with that.
Marlon Lewis, just a junior, also 6'4". He certainly is an impressive athlete, Bob. Quick, long, he's got those long arms, so he might be just 6'4". I say just 6'4", but he plays more like a 6'7", 6'8" guy.
Well, he has a, he's got an outside shot, which is, the first thing you want to see. He can handle the ball at 6'4", and he really can run. And I haven't seen him take anything, a bad shot at this point. So I'm very, very impressed with him right now.
Havre de Grace back in that 1-2-2 again?
Yes, they are. They have Nigel Pearson in the ball game, and he's up top in the 1-2-2. And
from the corner, looking for the three. Doesn't draw iron at all. Lewis with the rebound. Foul is going to be called against Aberdeen. Foul was on Jaheim Jones, his first. It's a team's 5th foul. Havre de Grace has just 1.
It's their gym, right?
Turning, shooting off the backboard, won't fall. Gets his own rebound, still no good.
Tapped in by 15, looks like.
And that would be Marlon Lewis again. Marlon now has 10. Wow. So long arching one-hander.
Well, the worst part is there's nobody back on defense now, and
Scott putting up the, and the rebound comes to Aberdeen. Kylan Bass. I don't have a 20 on my roster for Havre de Grace. We have a 20 playing for Havre de Grace, but
I got 20 is Quentin Ware.
Oh yeah, Quentin Ware. I got it. Thank you. I didn't have him on the lower end of my roster. Thank you. So Quentin Ware is the big number 20 under the basket. 6 minutes, 40 seconds and counting.
Man.
Long one-hand. Oh my goodness, it went in. Wow. That was an NBA three. Basket by Kylan Bass. There's Lewis, a little short on that turnaround.
Man, you don't need a big man in this game.
Driving, 1-on-3. The ball rolls around and will not fall. The foul is going to be called.
I mean, you can go down the court 1-on-3 and take a shot. or you can run out the 3 and take as many shots as you want. And
Tyrell Williams shooting 2. He has 2 on the night. Makes the first. Williams averaging 18.1 points per ball game and 5.5 rebounds. Also 2.1 assists. He's what you call a stat stuffer.
yeah,
Is the junior Tyrell Williams. Makes the second as well. Cuts the lead now back to 6. Havre de Grace had an 11-point lead here at one point. Looks like Aberdeen's back in his zone as well.
speaking of Havre de Grace,
There's where.
I came up early in last week, Don, to visit Bob Green,
Oh, yeah.
former teammate of mine at Edgewood High School.
Jeremiah Stewart taking it away. Tommy Abel says it looked like Havre de Grace wants a walk.
And that's
And
what
now
they
they
get.
do say. Elton Battle comes over and tells Tommy Abel he took an extra step.
But speaking about Bob Green, he was in rehab for, for some body parts, helping out with some body parts. I haven't seen him for years, and he said he watches our games all the time and really enjoys them. So Bob, hope you see this one and let you know that we're thinking about you.
We certainly are. Bob Green, an Edgewood High School grad. Well, that's a deep 3-pointer off the back of the rim, no good. Ware with the rebound, up and good. Quentin Ware gets the rebound. He's got 6.
Mr. Garbage Man, he just picks it right up. He looks a little bit like a shorter version of Jonathan Ogden that used to play for the
You
Ravens.
know what? I was just thinking the same thing. Yeah. Take it away. That's Pearson with the basketball. Driving up, left-handed, can't get it to ball. Gibson, rebound basket by Gary Gibson. He's got 7. Check it 6.
If you
up
want
by 10.
If you want to score in this game, just follow the guy with the ball, and when he misses, you pick it up and put it back in the basket.
Garbage time. We like it. So that lead that was down to 6 is now back up to 10. Boy, what a game. Exactly, Bob, what we hoped it would be. Up and down, excitement. Here's a replay you'll see on this. As you see, there's Gibson or Pearson meeting. Gibson up and making the rebound. Great job. Gibson again. We talked about those quick feet, Bob.
Yeah, he's a very, very good player.
Gary
I
Gibson.
really like the way he plays because he's always under control.
Yeah.
And in a game like this, it's amazing.
47% shooter from 2 points, 9.5 rebounds or 9.5 points, 6 rebounds, 3 steals, 1 block. Gary Gibson, the senior.
Some nice statistics there.
He's also a track star is also here at Havre de Grace.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me watching him move.
He's got
Of course,
that
Havre de Grace has always had kids who could run, could
Yeah.
sprint.
Yeah. Just great to see Aberdeen and Havre de Grace again back in the same division, both with good basketball teams being competitive.
It's great to see this sold-out crowd.
Takes us back to the 1960s and all the way up through the decades of Aberdeen and Havre de Grace playing one another. Foul is called. Tommy Abel calls the foul against Pearson. Nigel Pearson, the 6'2" junior. His team's 4th for the night. Neither team in the bonus situation at this point. Looks like the Warriors have gone back to a man-to-man now. Driving, one-handed, good job by Amonte Williams.
Quickness, a little hesitation. He took that first dribble like he was going, hesitated, and then bang that second. And up and for a layup. That was a very nice move to get past this guy.
And use that left hand too, Bob.
That's what God gave it to you.
Nice move there, fouled on the play. Marlon Lewis basket doesn't count. 16 foul against Aberdeen. Lewis to trigger it in. Lewis, actually Pearson, long. Nice big rebound coming up is Jaheim Jones.
Yep.
Jaheim Jones has the ball taken away and
See,
walks.
they don't coach it anymore. Every time you catch a pass like he did, instead of turning with the dribble, you're supposed to turn and look to see if somebody's there waiting to take the charge. And then you make the decision off of that. And he didn't, and one of two things happen. You either walk or you offensive charge the guy. In that case, it was a walk.
T.J. Turner comes in. Gibson driving, under control, makes the basket.
You see great body control by Gibson. When he went into the air, he slid to the right in the air so he could go around the guy and the defender, and that's what happens.
Missing on the three, Pearson with the rebound. And has it taken away. Nice job by Jaheim Stewart. Stewart driving, puts it up left-handed. He's fouled. Foul there by
a nice play.
Devin Coates, number 5.
Now, from an Aberdeen standpoint, you wish you would have made that and got the foul for the three-point play. From the Havre standpoint, you know, you made him make free throws now to score the 2 points rather than put the ball in the basket.
Jeremiah Stewart, the 6'2" senior, misses the first.
Now, see, that was a good foul then. He's not going to have 2 points after this.
18.9 points per ball game, 5 rebounds for Jeremiah Stewart, one of the captains of the team. Misses them both. Rebound to Ware. Gibson, double team, beats it.
He's a tough guy to double team.
Always under control by Lewis. Marlon Lewis driving, puts it up, won't fall, gets his own rebound, turns and shoots it, and the foul is going to be called against Aberdeen. Wow. He attempted that shot, Bob, and he was in position to get his own rebound.
Yeah, I know he's calling a block on this play, but I think that's a bad call because the defender was just getting up and he was just standing in his own spot. And the offense is, and Lewis really jumped into him. So it was just, I would have been happy with a no contact, no call, no contact.
Lewis shooting 2, makes the first. He's got 11 now. Averages almost 22 points a game. He's got half of that here. And we still got 3:48 left in the first half.
Yeah, but you watch his free throw. It's smooth also.
Nice backspin. That's called the announcer jinx.
Well, I didn't say it went in all the time. I just said it was smooth.
It looks good. Oh. Aberdeen down by 11. That was the biggest lead Havre Grace had so far. The ball was blocked.
It was blocked.
Hits the back of the rim, goes out of bounds. Aberdeen will retain possession.
Actually, on the other side of the backboard, it hit the struts.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Aberdeen, unforced error, knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a freshman. He thought the pass might have been misdirected and was for him rather than who it was for.
Ware can't get it to fall. Bounced around. It'll stay with Havre Grace. Good job by T.J. Turner to try to keep it alive, went out of bounds, and he'll keep the ball. David Blackwell, number 12, in for Aberdeen. Gibson thinks about it, gets it back out front. Turner with the ball, looking for 3. Round the rim. Ware with the rebound. Wow.
Ware has dominated the offensive glass here for Havre Grace.
He's got 8. His team up by 13, their biggest lead of the night.
Pretty much 4 putbacks off the offensive glass. And Aberdeen hasn't had an answer for him.
Don't you think, Bob, a danger zone for Aberdeen?
It's been a danger zone for them. They've been kind of playing
Gibson with the
fairly
takeaway.
even, but
Gibson makes it. He's fouled. Gary Gibson. Gibson has 10. Chance to make a 3-point play.
They almost could have called that an intentional foul because he was shoving him from behind for.
There you see the replay.
Yep.
Just under control, Bob. You said it. He's so smooth. His body is able to move it in the air.
He's really a fine athlete. And to go with that, he has a really good head on his shoulders.
Averages just 9.2 points per ball game.
That's all he has to average as a point guard, pretty much.
He got 11. From the corner, looking for the 3. A high arching shot, no good. Rebound, Lewis. Here he comes, 1-on-4. He says, I don't care. You can't score unless you shoot.
Well, he had the angle to the basket the whole way.
His speed gave him that angle, Bob. He'll be shooting
And
2.
if you get that angle like that, I mean, the only thing they can do is foul you, or you put the ball in the basket, or miss the shot.
Second foul on Stewart. Lewis to shoot 2.
This could get a little ugly here in a second here.
Lewis has 11 in the ball game for Aberdeen as Donovan Payton. Donovan is sophomore. 35-19, a 16-point lead for Havre de Grace.
That's three in a row that he's missed. I'm shocked.
Yeah. As you said, they all look good. Just driving one hand, can't get it to fall. Terrell Williams. Well, great job by Havre de Grace to avoid turning the ball over. That was T.J. Turner. Gibson driving. Oh my goodness, Gary Gibson. He's got 9 in this period alone. 13 total. Came up by 18 at 37-19.
Had to put his hands on him defensively.
That's T.J. Turner picking up the foul. Turner just a sophomore. Only the 16th foul, so
he got him leaning is what happened. And as soon as he leaned and he started to go by him, he put those hands out and grabbed them.
1:50 left in the half. Looking for 3 off the front of the rim, no good. And Marlon Lewis out to Gibson. Great pass, a little bit long. Great idea.
That's a tough pass. When you throw that skip bounce pass, man, it better be perfect, because when it hits the ground, usually it just skips quicker. It gets quicker on you and gets lower on you. And
turnover to Aberdeen with 1:30 left in the half. Looks like a foul's going to be called against Havre de Grace inside. It should be a 1-and-1. Should be their 7th foul of the half. A foul on Terrell Williams, and he's got 3 now, Bob. So if there's any, well, that was a, I'm sorry, excuse me, the foul was on Devin Coates.
That was just a dumb foul.
Yeah, Coates has to. Ware with the rebound.
Man, I'll tell you what. If my rule was, if I ever had 2 fouls in high school in the first half, I wouldn't touch a kid for any reason. I'd even let him score.
Gibson, what a rebound. Looks like he's going to be fouled. Driving to the basket, Amante Williams fouls him. It'll be 1-and-1. Gary Gibson, the 6'1" senior.
Yeah, he's been in control of this game.
Has 13 points. Sitting down Devin Coates. Into the ball game, 24.
Roman Turner.
Roman Turner. I wonder if he's related to TJ.
Well, they're great apart. Very well could be. I'm worried. I'm wondering if he's related to some of the Aberdeen Edgewood Turners. Stanley Turner, or they call it Stink. And,
just great nicknames, you know.
And his brother, Tavon Turner. Had to go back to my head for a while now.
Misses that second one. Rebound to Aberdeen. 19-point lead. Inside a minute left in this first half.
It's no wonder teams play a 1-2-2 or a 3-2 zone defense, because all the teams want to do is either shoot threes or dribble drive.
Absolutely. Gibson comes up with a loose ball. Makes you wonder why more teams don't play that 1-2-2 zone.
Against that kind of offense, yes.
Aberdeen with a breakaway. Can't get it to fall. Out of bounds is Havre de Grace.
I mean, I just like to see kids cut through the middle. They might be wide open in there.
Joe Mittens tried to save it inbounds. Joe in the ball game for the first time. From the corner looking for 3. Bounces around. Gibson into the hands, and nice shot there by Jeremiah Stewart. Jeremiah gets it to fall. Brings his team back within 17. .15 seconds left. takeaway by Aberdeen. And the layup is converted. That was Donovan Payton, his 4th point of the night. That's good if it goes, but it will not go, and so that will be the halftime score at 38-23. Bob, what a blowout, a breakout, I should say, by Havre de Grace.
Well, when you play like Aberdeen plays, and they're going to run up and down the court and shoot the ball, you know, as quickly as they can sometimes, you better have some great shooters, and you better be as athletically as good or better than the people you're playing. And Havre de Grace is as athletic as them, and they're a little more disciplined, and they're a little more experienced than them.
So the lead at 38-23 here at half. 14 points for Gary Gibson and 11 for Marlon Lewis in double figures for Havre de Grace. For Aberdeen, leading scorer looks like it's Jeremiah Stewart with just 5. We'll take a break here, come back with more action in the second half. Don't go away. Havre de Grace doing what they want to do here at this point as we come to the half. We're back with you and just in time for the beginning of the second half. Havre de Grace, as you see, 38-23 with the big lead. That's Lewis with the rebound. He's going to be fouled. While we were talking during halftime, Marlon Lewis, just by sheer athletic ability, is, you know, just is like a man among boys in terms of his ability. And then Gary Gibson, just the under control smoothness that he plays with. 2 great players for Havre de Grace.
That's why they've been very good for the past 2 years.
Great to see them back in the Chesapeake division also.
I'm glad to see them up here because that's really where they should be playing, especially this team.
Both of them good by Lewis with 13 points now.
Now, did they come up this year, Don, or was it last year?
Yeah, just this year.
This year, yeah, that's because they won.
20-0 last year in the Susquehanna. Defeated Aberdeen by 2 at the buzzer last year. Looking for 3, can't get it to fall. There's Lewis with the rebound.
The outlet pass.
Driving, oh my goodness, a backhanded shot. Gibson, left-handed, and good. He's got 16.
It's a 19-point game already now.
Nice block. Foul is going to be called. Yeah, it's back up to a 19-point lead by Havre de Grace. Again, this game was supposed to be played at Aberdeen. There was a scheduling conflict. They switched it at the last moment. Actually had a week's notice.
It's tough for a team that wants to get up and down the court playing against a team that has better athletes at this particular point, or better basketball players anyway.
I'm really impressed with that defense of Havre de Grace as well. Ware up, can't get the block. You know, good shot by Stewart. Stewart's got 8 or 7 actually.
He hasn't played badly for Aberdeen.
Averaging 19 points a game coming in. Gibson has it knocked away. Good job by Aberdeen.
Nice pass.
Great pass.
That's a very nice pass by Stewart.
To Donovan Payton. Payton converts.
That was Stewart on a pass. That was a nice pass.
It was that. Gibson, mid-range jumper. A little bit long that time.
Yeah, that wasn't too pretty.
You don't see that mid-range jumper very much. Traveling is the call, and Gibson playing the defense on Jeremiah Stewart.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was actually a travel. I'm not sure he ever moved that left foot. That was his pivot foot. Yeah, but he had that motion like he did.
It looked bad.
Yeah.
Yep. Good defense there by Gibson.
And you know what looks can do to you.
Absolutely.
Uh-oh, back screen.
Almost. That would have brought the house down, wouldn't it?
Well, it should have been possibly a technical foul with the hanging on the rim for no reason.
Gibson to Lewis. Lewis just couldn't convert. Yeah, I used to see that called almost every time, Bob, that hanging on the rim now.
Well, they changed the rule, but still, when you're hanging on the rim for no reason, you know, you just can't go pass, run up, and jump and grab the rim. And that's basically what he did.
Going to be a backcourt. And it is.
Yeah, his foot was halfway over the line.
Yep. Jeff Rawls on that call. Inside 6 minutes left in the third period. It's been all Havre Grace.
There's quickness right there.
Taken away by Aberdeen. And the basket will not fall. Shaheem Jones unable to get it to fall.
It still stay where it's at. Should be Aberdeen's ball.
Bob, it's been that kind of night for Aberdeen. Even when they make a good play, it doesn't seem to work out for them.
That's bad call right there.
Going to be Havre Grace.
That's three blind mice.
Ware with the shot. A mid-range jumper by Quentin Ware. Ware now has 10. Aberdeen with the timeout.
If you're an official and you look at the other official and neither one of you know what's going on, it has to be at worst a jump ball so that it's fair to both teams instead of making the call up to send it one way when you don't know.
44-27. Havre Grace again. Bobby was close for a while in that first period, but Havre Grace extended it out in the second period, and now it looks like the Warriors are going to be able to, at this point, make their home fans being very happy about it.
Well, it's only 2 more points than it was at halftime.
Yeah.
The lead, right? It's 17.
Yeah.
And it was what at halftime? 15.
38-23. It was 16.
15.
15. My math was never good.
Yeah.
8 minus 3 is 5.
So
or something.
Yeah. So Havre Grace is only outplaying them by 2 points here, but when you're down 17, you have to be outplaying the other team and cutting into that lead, which hasn't happened to this point in the ball game.
I think coaches like to talk about getting it in single digits, and trying to
to go into the fourth quarter. If you
lead.
can have it in single digits, you have a chance of winning.
Aberdeen, a team that's won 6 games so far this year, but 3 of those wins have been in overtime. And again, it's nice to win in overtime, but those are games you could just as easily have lost.
Absolutely.
So, but the Eagles coming off that 8-12 year, with a 6-1 record coming into this game.
Whoa.
Trapped.
Look
Nice
inside.
Bob McCone, the coach. Foul is going to be called on Josiah Scott. Josiah says, I never touched him.
Stop arguing.
He's going to lose that argument, Bob.
Yeah, there comes a point where the official doesn't want to hear it.
Well, have you ever won an argument with an official ever?
That's a great question.
For 3 off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound, Aberdeen, good job there by Jeremiah Stewart.
I noticed you didn't ask if I was right and he was wrong.
No, because I know you've never been wrong. Oh, what a shot.
Wow.
That's Gibson.
Again.
You talk about body control. My goodness. He's got 18 with the possibility of 19. Thought he leaned over. He was like 5 feet, 7 feet away from the basket.
Yeah, that was a unique shot he put up there. It was almost like a floater, a sidearm floater.
He's got 19 points, averaging only 9.2 per ball game coming in.
One of Lamar Jackson's sidearm passes they catch.
Looks like he's out of bounds. Ball going back to Havre Grace. Here comes Scott. Foul will be called. Foul's going to be called on number 10, Donovan Payton. Payton, the sophomore, picks up his second.
Havre Grace cheering section getting into it for a minute there, telling Aberdeen what they can't do.
Oh, these games are so much fun. Again, for folks like you and me, Bob, who are...
Oh, that's a travel, actually.
Gotta be. Yes, it was. Good call. No, I think they called offensive foul.
Yeah, the travel happened before the foul, but it was a travel and then a foul.
Started to say we go back so many years of watching these Aberdeen Havre Grace battles. Looking for 3. Wow.
Long rebound. See, all the defense goes under the basket for them, and what are you looking at?
I think he was so surprised to be that open, Bud.
Well, instinct tells you to turn. The only place you can score is in the basket. So when you catch it, you got to turn and look at the basket and do something to the basket.
And Monty Williams will see that on tape. He'll say, what was I thinking?
Yeah. Or realize he wasn't.
Foul is going to be called. That's 2 in a row being called on Donovan Payton. He now should have 3, I believe.
Yes, he does.
Sitting down is Williams. Coming in, I think Silas Jenkins. First time we've seen Silas, number 30, in for Aberdeen.
Yeah, I think so.
Marvin Lewis. Nice give up. Gibson. Oh my goodness, he went around. Whoa. I'm officially impressed with Mr. Gibson. Looking for 3. Back of the rim, no good. Marlon Lewis.
There's a 9th grader that loves to shoot.
Gives it up. Good rebound. Nice move there by Jaheim Jones. Out of bounds. It'll be Havre de Grace basketball, up by 20. 3:21 left in the third.
So we're trying to cut this to single digits, right, if you're Aberdeen?
Yeah, not moving in the right direction, unfortunately. Thinking about the 3. T.J. Turner gives it up. Lewis measures his man.
Comes the dribble drive.
Jumper. Nice rebound by Silas
you had him.
Jenkins loses the ball inside.
It's the one thing I like about Lewis. Every time he gets the ball off a rebounder or steal, he looks up and sees if one of his guys is wide open going to the basket.
Scott driving. Front of the rim, no good. Up for the rebound, Tylon Bass. Bass back with it. Driving, loses it. No, foul is going to be called. Or no,
he lost it.
They say it's out of bounds.
He definitely lost it.
2:34 left in the third.
We have some subs for Havre de Grace in the ball game.
Devin Coates, number 5 in the ball game. Looks like also number 12 is Nigel Pearson.
23 back in.
Yeah, that's Pearson. Aberdeen takes it away. Misses the layup. Rebound comes to Coates. And taken away by Pearson. Gives it up. Where? Nice stop. Can't get it to fall. Gibson has it taken away. And now right back for Havre de Grace. Off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound finally comes to Jaheim Jones. Man, inside 2. From the corner 3 is good. That's
his
Jeremiah Stewart.
At least his second of the game.
He's got 7 in this period alone, 12.
Back down to 17 again.
Minute 40 and counting left in the third. 38-23 at the half. Short jumper is good. Yeah, nice play there. That's Nigel Pearson. Three seconds in the lane.
I guess that's his look.
Yeah.
I guess if they want to take it out, he better get a guy out of bounds.
You just don't see that 3-second call very much anymore.
Well, usually, I mean, the offenses now are so spread out shooting threes, and
absolutely,
that there's nobody in the lane. Except that time.
I know you're not a big fan of the 3-point shooting teams.
Well, I am if they shoot 40 or 45%, or, you know, but anybody can jack a ball up. The question is, are points going to go up on your side of the scoreboard?
It was Devin Coates being fouled. Fouled by Jeremiah Stewart.
I know the year I had Tommy Davis, I would have been a big fan of the 3-point shot, because Tommy would have been burying about 8 a game.
Oh, nice give and go. Good job by Pearson. Pearson's got 4 now. Oh, big block. Blocked by Gibson. 3-on-1. Gives it up. Great giveaway. Nice pass. Gibson giving it up to Nigel Pearson. Pearson's got 6 in this period alone. And now it's a 23-point lead, just like that. It was down to 17 a moment ago. Bass with the long one. Won't fall. Long rebound comes off to TJ Turner.
There you go again. You know, he's got to turn. He's got to catch it and turn and look before he starts to go. And
new player in for Aberdeen. Teddy LeGros, number 15. First time we've seen Teddy play tonight. Back in the game also, Amonte Williams. 15 seconds left here in this third period. Looks like foul being called on Bass. It's the team's 6th foul of this half.
so it's a 1-on-1. No?
After the 6th, I believe.
Oh, after the 6, yeah.
So Gibson will trigger it in. 8 seconds left. Pearson. Ware gives it up. 3 seconds. Good if it goes. It won't.
You know, that's the hardest job in basketball,
Which is?
throwing the ball inbounds to your guy.
And why so?
For whatever reason, guys with the ball out of bounds always feel a little anxious to make sure they get it to their own guy, especially if it's under your own basket and you're running an inbounds play. The guys who can do it are worth their weight in gold. I can tell you, even at Hopkins with Brainiacs, we struggled
Brainiacs?
sometimes.
That's the nickname, the Johns Hopkins Brainiacs?
Should have been.
I like it. Bob McCone, who was 26 years the assistant coach there at Johns Hopkins. Happy to say we're going to get to go down to Hopkins next Wednesday to watch F&M play Hopkins. Just love to watch basketball in a mid-college, mid-major type college.
Well, it's a Division III game, and understand that F&M has been national champions a couple times in their career. Hopkins has been in the Sweet 16 a few times. More recently, 3 years ago, they were a shot away from the Final Four. They got actually into the Final 8, and they were playing up at Babson, and a kid named Jimmy Havre had a shot to win the basketball game, and just missed the shot, or they would have gone to the Division III Final Four. It's great basketball.
It is.
I mean, it really is. And it's the kids who want to be there. You know, there are no scholarships for the kids, but they play basketball, and they're great young men, and they work really hard, and they're a credit to their families who raised them so well. And
looking for 3 off the front of the rim as we start the fourth period. Nice save in by Stewart. Looks like he'll get another chance for the 3. Steps back and makes it. Jeremiah Stewart, who now has 15 points, leading his
that's
team.
His third 3. He's a pretty decent 3-point shooter when left alone.
Yeah, he's let's see, 39%. Bob, I missed that.
Yeah, that was 23 for Havre Grace.
That's Turner, TJ Turner.
TJ Turner, one of the Turner.
That's his first 2 of the night.
Well, is that what the game was, 2 or 3?
I'm not sure. 58-35. Yeah, it was a 3. Good job. Seven minutes, 15 seconds left in this game. It's been all Havre Grace since that first period.
Yeah, this game settled back down a little bit now, but not the 3-point attempts.
Scott, impressed with this little man. He gets there among the big guys and says, I won't give up anything just because you're bigger. Spin move, but it's taken away by Stewart. Stewart on Lewis, spins, shoots, won't fall. Rebound. And fouled. That was Teddy LeGros with the rebound. He'll go to the line shooting 2.
If there would have been a nice little pass there, Aberdeen would have had 2 in the beginning and not had to go through all this.
58-35. Again, I say to you, this is the last time we'll see Aberdeen Havre Grace play here in this gym that was opened in 1957. They're going to turn the gym and the adjoining theater over to the community, Bob.
Fantastic.
Yeah. The Gross makes 1 out of 2.
No question they needed a new high school here and a new middle. Well, I don't know about the new middle school, but they definitely needed a new high school. And with the population they have here, you know, a middle school, high school makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, 1,700 kids. Talking to James Reynolds, the principal of Havre Grace, and he said there'll be about 1,700 kids, middle and high together.
Yeah.
Of course, they'll be separated. They'll be in different parts of the building, similar to Patterson Mill. Nice drive, nice shot. That's Amonte Williams. He's got 6 now. Jacking it up from 3, no good. Pearson. Williams with the rebound. Has to take it away by Gibson. Nice pass, Gibson to Lewis. Boom! Marlon Lewis. He's got 15.
Well, it helps when you have a teammate like Gibson that's willing to give you that ball in the best situation for you.
See a replay on this in a moment when we have a chance. You watch Gibson making a great pass from the corner. Bounces up and goes in.
That's a
fast
3.
with the 3.
That's the first one he's made out of I don't know how many he's taken.
Hope to get a chance to see that replay on that slam.
That's his second 3.
That's Turner. He's got 6 points all in this fourth period. 65-41. Here's the replay. You'll notice this pass, Bob, about, well, we didn't see the pass, but there we do see the dunk.
Well, if you see number 3 standing out there, he's the one that made the pass.
From midcourt, on the run. Hit Lewis right in stride. Lewis was able to go up and, boy, that's a good move. If you can do that in reverse, there you saw the pass. Nice
You can
angle.
see how, you know, with his size, how well he gets up in the air, how quick, how high.
Good job by Alan Stingle and our Hartford Cable Network crew. Bob, we never give these young men and women enough credit, the Hartford Cable Network guys.
They do a fantastic job.
They really do.
I mean, they make us better than what we are, Don.
Well, maybe you, Bob. With me, I'm sort of what I am. 26 years now we've been doing this and enjoying bringing you the high school sports on the Hartford Cable Network. Happy to be streaming live now. So, Bob, you're going live to the entire world is watching.
Wow.
You. Yeah.
It's a scary world out there, Don.
It is. Warrior fans being fired up by the assistant principal, Mr. Spence. Good job, Brad Spence. Coming up inside 5 minutes left in the game. Looking for 3. No good. Gibson with the rebound. So smooth. Pearson. Nice shot. Nice. Pearson now with 8. Foul's going to be called. Well, this Havre Grace team, 20-0 last year in the regular season. Now, again, that was in the Susquehanna division, so they played a number of Chesapeake games. It's going to be tougher this year, obviously. They already have 1 loss in the Chesapeake. But I tell you what, they're a team to be reckoned with.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, they have athleticism. They have some players under control. They can play up tempo. They can slow it down a bit.
Pearson left-handed rolls it in. Wow.
I mean, their base obviously is Lewis and Gibson. But having said that,
Stewart his own rebound, out of bounds it goes. Aberdeen will stick with it.
Having said that, there's a lot of other players that really add to, where inside adds to what they're doing. As we've seen Pearson in his role can sneak in there and score a bit.
Yeah, T.J. Turner has 6
T.J.
points
Turner
in the fourth period.
And the little guy Scott who's got jets.
Will Burley, number 30 in the ball game for Havre Grace.
I wonder if His is the Burley family that are the Rangers over in the Susquehanna State Park.
I believe it must be. Foul is going to be called. That's Bass's foul. Yeah, I'm going to say it. You're probably right, Bob. I don't know that, but
yeah, nice people, the
Very
Burleys
nice.
over there.
Of course, you coming back to Havre de Grace, your haunt. For how many years did you live in Havre de Grace?
Well, we first moved Christmas Eve of 1978, and we left around Christmas 2015, I think, when we moved to Severna Park.
So don't ask me to do the math. Just tell me how many years that is.
I don't know. I can't do the math. That's why I was telling you the years.
Roman Turner making 1 out of 2. Yeah, just a great community of, folks come and stay and families stay for generations.
It's a great place to visit. If you haven't come to Havre de Grace for a visit and gone along the harbor and eaten some of the fine restaurants they have here and gone to Bomb Boys for chocolates and ice cream.
Bob, you and I were privileged to be at the Larapin Grill last Saturday night in the celebration of life for Steve Melfa.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Unfortunately, the Larapin is not open at this point as a restaurant. It was a great restaurant, but I hear they're in the process of getting it back open, and that will be a real boost to the community.
Bruce to shoot 2 more.
Bruce, the old owner, did a fantastic job last time, and hopefully, he's getting it back, I hear, and that will be great.
Missed the first one. That was a 1-on-1.
Of course, we can always go to our other favorite restaurant, the Bayou, out on Route 40, Lou Ward's place.
Now that's good, and that is a swish in the scoreboard.
They're
By
all
Nigel
swishes in the
Pearson.
scoreboard.
That is your home rim. Yeah, Lou Ward, who gives the Teacher of the Year banquet and so much more all year long. Stole one away. Nice move, Ray. Devin Coates with the basket. That's his first 2 of the night. 74-42, a 32-point lead for Havre de Grace.
Yeah.
So the Warriors.
Jim's starting to clear out a little bit here.
Yeah. The old cheer about get your hat, your coat, and leave. Remember that?
Yeah, well, they are.
Yeah.
They have their hats, they have their coats, and they're on their way.
Well, certainly not the kind of night Aberdeen would like to have had, but this team, again, coming off that 8-12 record of last year to be now 6-2 as they'll be after this game.
Yeah, they're getting better. I mean, that's the whole thing. They're getting better, and they, I don't know if games like this help or hurt that process, especially when it's your rival. But it also tells you where you're at. And if you're a coach of this team, the truth of the matter is you need to look at what you're doing, figure it out, and make the adjustments for when you play the kind of teams that you're going to play like Havre de Grace.
Yeah.
You can't go up and down the court sometimes with teams that have better athletes and are better basketball players.
Now this team, Aberdeen, has defeated C. Milton Wright. Again,
and that's
one
a
of the
great win.
powerhouses.
That's a great win for them.
Double overtime win. They defeated Edgewood.
Good win for them.
This past Tuesday in overtime. They also have defeated North Hartford, and Joppatown is the only loss coming in other than this loss here tonight.
And they beat, like I said, they beat a good Wheaton team out of Montgomery County. I mean, that's...
Also beat Patapsco in that Christmas tournament.
Yeah, it just... I guess it just doesn't look like... Tonight just didn't look like the team who's won those, those games. And maybe Havre de Grace has a lot to do with it because they're as athletic in, basketball-wise.
And of course, the emotions of a night like this, sometimes you play out of control because it is your arch rival.
Yep.
It's on TV. It's going to be something that folks will be watching for years and years.
Yes. But you hope not now if you're,
Aberdeen, Cameron Robinson in the ball game as both teams have cleared their benches. Robinson will be shooting 1-on-1.
There's a name, an athletic name in Aberdeen, the Robinsons. Bernie and Ricky and
Ricky, who passed away recently.
yes,
Great wrestler back in the David Easter days.
football player. Bernie played basketball and I don't know what else he did. I know he played another sport, a spring sport, but I can't remember which.
I think probably track and field.
Could have been
Nice move.
Could have been baseball too, because
Donovan Payton now has 8. Donovan, one of the new players, a sophomore for Aberdeen. He's looked good here tonight in his first taste of the Aberdeen-Havre de Grace rivalry. We're talking to Brandon Selby about that. Brandon, who played at Joppatown, said he didn't realize how intense this rivalry was until he was the coach last year for the first time.
right,
Said he just didn't have an idea what it was like.
you don't until you participate in it.
Roman Turner with the basket. Roman's now got 2 free threes out of 3.
You learn it starts to be a rivalry when all of a sudden somebody comes into the gym and the police go out and they shut the doors and put the sold out sign on the door so nobody else can get in.
Rebound. That rebound was by Will Burley. Got the ball over, and the foul is going to be called. It looks like Roman Turner will go back to the line.
I remember the one year Havre de Grace came to play us at Aberdeen, and all of a sudden it was a sellout, and they locked all the doors and shut the thing, and the mayor of Havre de Grace showed up and wanted to get in, and they told him no.
Sorry.
Sorry. The fire marshal says no more people. Do you know who I am? Well, yeah, we know who you are, and we'd love to have you in here, but the fire marshal says, and fortunately at that time one person left, and they grabbed him and said, quick, get in.
That's funny. They probably paid that guy to leave, right?
Maybe.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, this rivalry, again, it is for all the years. I mean, you go back, they started playing basketball, Aberdeen became a school in 1951.
Yes.
Havre de Grace,
Led by the great Walt Potter.
oh. Jay Walter became principal in 1956 and retired in 83. The late, great Jay Walter, our boss.
Our boss.
He had such great sense about hiring the right people. He hired me, Bob. Well,
I know he had no sense. He hired me.
I was going to say, you're entitled to one mistake.
And if I were the only one, I would.
Yeah.
Now, he was a great, not only was he a great, great principal, but he was an even better person.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And boy, if you did the right things and something, he had your back in a heartbeat. And you truly appreciated that as an employee.
Nice rebound by Havre de Grace, fed by Jack Harris. Just in the ball game. Now Jer Hoke, 21.
Whoa.
A little tall.
The right idea.
Yeah, Jack says, I'm only 5'7". I'm not 6'8". There you see some of the fans here.
Idea.
Celebrating the Havre de Grace fans. Very pleased.
Hey, look, the
about
student
this,
body, no one from that student section in the Havre de Grace has left yet.
And they haven't sat down.
No, they're enjoying the whole thing.
Yeah, well, we've enjoyed it, even though it's been
Now, I will give
game.
credit to the Aberdeen section behind their bench. They're still here,
Yeah.
but they're all sitting down.
Yes. Yeah.
But
Unlike some of the games we've been at Havre de Grace Aberdeen games where the cheers started going back and forth.
But I will say that I love the Aberdeen fans because they have always been great to their sports, their basketball in particular, and have always supported their own.
Donovan Payton with 9 points. This is the second. Gets the rebound back. Payton puts up a little bit of a prayer, which won't go in. Rebound, though, shoveled in.
It was a 2 bounce off the glass assist pass.
There you go. 23, that's Justin Jefferson with the basket. Inside a minute left in the game. Oh, Jack Harris says, come on. I wanted to get into the scorebook there.
I just shoved him. It was only a little shove. He went 3 feet, but I only shoved him a little. He's weak.
Speaking of Harris, the late, great Jim Harris here at Havre de Grace, who was the AD football coach.
Athletic field named after him that the community raised the money to pay for.
You know that you're something when they name a field for you.
Well, the people in the town raised the money for you to
block by Gabriel Tate. Gets the fans up. Harris with the shot. Good!
I thought he was falling down.
Harris.
I honestly thought he was falling down when he shot that.
The fans are going wild as Harris. Wow. That ball was about 30 feet up.
Don,
and 30 feet out.
He was laying out. He was almost laying out, falling. And he threw that thing up, and it was so smooth and so
Are you saying that, here's the replay of it. You'll see the shot back, three-point shot. That ball is about 30 feet in the air. Nothing but net. If you can make it, Bob, shoot it that way.
Hey, shoot it again, quickly.
He's 1 for 1. Fans wanting a foul.
No, they don't want the foul. They thought he made a great move, and they were cheering the move. He didn't. He slipped. Basically, it looked like a great move.
Well, that's the end of this ball game as the Havre de Grace Warriors win it by a final score of 78 to 47. We'll be back with the wrap-up, and we'll talk to some of the
now
stars
the friends
of the
and
game.
cousins start to hug each other, and
Don't
the game's
you go
over.
away. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back to Havre de Grace. Still a very noisy Havre de Grace, where the Warriors, the homestanding team, with a big 78 to 47 win over the Aberdeen Eagles, their arch rivals. That makes Havre de Grace now undefeated in the Chesapeake. They're now 3-0, and they're 7-3. I should say 7-2 overall. With me, a couple of the stars of the game. Marlon Lewis, you're fairly new to this Aberdeen Havre de Grace thing, having transferred in last year. What'd you think of the atmosphere?
I'm kind of used to the atmosphere. At the school I went to Woodlawn. There was a bunch of big crowds. Again, their rivalry was Milford, and yeah, I've always been used to this atmosphere.
Well, a big win against your arch rival tonight. You have to feel good about it.
Of course. I just felt as though we had to play defense and take smart shots.
Merlin, you did a great job both offensively, defensively. I was a bit surprised at your three-point shot. That's something you take pride in?
No, I'm kind of an inside guy. I like to kick out to my teammates. I'm not really a shooter, but if it's open, I'll take it.
Well, you played very well. How do you feel about defeating Aberdeen and now being undefeated in the Chesapeake, having moved up from the Susquehanna?
I feel as though we should still do the same thing that we did prior.
And of course, your goal last year, you lost in the regions to Chrisfield. I would assume you'd want to win the UCBAC and then go on to the States.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm very hungry for that one.
Well, very good. Hang with me 1 second. Going to turn and talk to Gary. Gary Gibson, again, your game so smooth, so natural. Is this something that just comes naturally to you?
Yes, I've been doing this since AAU, and we used to run in the summer, so it's just used to it, running up and down the court easily without getting tired.
You're averaging 9.5 points a game tonight, 23 points. What was the difference?
Well, my coach told me to, play hard and play your best, and this is the game to show out because Aberdeen is our rival game, and yeah, I had to show out for my coaches and my teammates.
Now, last year you won by 2 points at the buzzer. This year you blew them out. You've played them now 4 times, 8 times in the 4 years. What do you think?
I mean, we're the team to beat, so like, we go hard at everybody go hard at us. We just the better team of the outcome. Last year
20-0 in the Susquehanna, moving up to the Chesapeake, so you know you'll face tougher competition night in and night out.
Oh yeah, we're actually a team that can handle this pressure, and we can handle any team that comes our way.
I think you have a tough game coming up next week as well.
Oh, yeah. Wait, I don't think I know who we play. Who do we play?
I'm not sure, but I know it's a tough. The tough part of your schedule comes in.
We're ready for anybody that comes our way.
Well, there you are. Gary Gibson, Marlon Lewis, thank you so much. Go be with your teammates. I'll bring in my partner wherever he is. Well, we'll just wrap it up for you here tonight. Again, our final score, 78 to 47. The two young men you met, Gary Gibson with 23, Marlon Lewis with 15, also 10 from Quentin Ware, and they were the top scorers. Also, Nigel Pearson had 13. He got 7 of those in that 4th period. For Aberdeen, their only double-figure score was Jeremiah Stewart. He had a total of 15. Hope you enjoyed it. It was Havre de Grace winning their 7th game of the year, undefeated in the Chesapeake, winning by 78 to 47 over Aberdeen. For my partner, Bob McCone, I'm Don Morrison. Good night, everyone.